Hey Leo, I hope you're doing well. This is going to be a general reading for what's coming towards you. This is for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter, and this is a reading that's covering the tail end of July. So Leo, I got you some shadow cards out here. I'm going to go over those with you, and then we are going to get on into the full picture of the reading. But this is just the energy that I meditated over. First card out was the Wheel of Fortune. So obviously some shifts are happening here, some changes, and we're seeing that in the astrology as well. It's pretty heavy. But the Wheel of Fortune, it can represent returns, but you know, it really could just be the return of certain thoughts, certain situations coming back to mind, and it really feels like a lot of reflection and evaluation happening here, but it could be a return of a person as well for some of you here. I do honestly kind of feel like this is also you returning energy to where it came from. There's kind of a vibe to that I'm getting. Honestly, Leo, it feels like you're kind of striking back in a way, and that was the energy that I was sensing there. It's not in a way that's malicious. It really feels like this is about you know, it feels like this is about taking your power back in a sense, becoming a new version of yourself. You have the sun showing up here, which is your card, Leo. It's your energy, and it represents happiness, high vibrations, joy, new beginnings. It's the happiest card in the deck. And, you know, I honestly feel like everything is shifting in your season. That's the energy that I get here. You're feeling this new sense of self because it seems like a lot of you have been in a space where you've been like reevaluating things. And, you know, maybe it's how you handled situations. Maybe it's how you're currently handling situations. Maybe it's how you're showing up as, you know, as a friend, as a family member, you know, as an employee, whatever the case may be. Just as a person in general, I feel like you've been doing a lot of reflecting, and there's a lot of change going on here, and I feel like you've already been putting in that work, but around your season, I feel like that's when you're seeing results, you know, that's when you're seeing results. Some of you are closing out cycles that are just no longer serving you, no longer benefiting you. You got the Eight of Swords showing up. I feel like nobody really knows how to react and respond to this. Eight of Swords, this is someone who's kind of spiraling here. I feel like folks are not going to know what hit them when this new version of you pops out here, Leo. So there's a lot of confusion surrounding it. Some of you, especially if you have kind of distanced yourself to do the work, I feel like there is a lot of confusion surrounding that decision. But let's see what we have here, Leo. Let's see what's showing up in your main spread. By the way, Leo, I do have personals open at this time. If you are interested, I've reopened them for a limited time, so details are going to be down there if you're interested. You could also check me out on Patreon. Information is down there if you're interested in that as well. So let's see what we have here for Leo. Let's see what we have here for Leo. What's coming towards them? Tail end of July. Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements. Yeah, things are definitely shifting. Let's see. And the Three of Wands to the Four of Wands is very interesting to me. Very interesting because it looks like there's some sort of progress that you can see. Like it's right out in front of you. You can track it. You got the Two of Pentacles showing up right here. It honestly feels like power dynamics changing. It seems like there's something that you may have felt like had passed you by, or it was like dead and gone. It seems like there's like, I don't want to say a revival of that, but I feel like you were wrong, Leo. I don't feel that this opportunity is over with, or if you're feeling like maybe, for example, your boss sees you a certain way, I feel like you're going to get some sort of confirmation in the tail end of July that that's actually not the case here. There's been a misunderstanding in a situation, basically. I feel like that's going to be resolved first and foremost, but I also feel like there is a power shift happening. If somebody felt like they were going to paint you in a bad light, I definitely think that that is backfiring on them currently. You have the Three of Wands showing up, something being sent out. This could be from an Aries or to an Aries. For some of you here, you got Capricorn and Gemini energy showing up as well, Leo. But when it comes to the Three of Wands, this is a card that's like, it's sort of like you're looking out into your future. It's like, where do I want to be 3 months from now, 3 years from now, right? I feel like there's a lot of future planning happening here, and I do think you're taking action on those things, but I also feel like because you're doing this, there's an energy shift taking place here as well, where it's sort of like the universe is kind of realigning things. It's like Leo is getting serious. Leo's cutting things out, whether it be habits, people, places, whatever the case may be. Leo is making big changes here, and we need to match that energy. So let's send some new things their way, right? And you move from the Three of Wands to the Four of Wands. So obviously there's some progress here that you can clearly look at and say, wow, I've come a long way. In the tail end of July, some of you are going to be moving. You know, that Three of Wands is a card of expansion, and then you get the Four. This is laying down new roots. It does emphasize the home and family, you know. Some of you could be living with family right now, or you've been around family for quite some time with the Devil card showing up, and it's starting to feel toxic. It's starting to feel like you're spending too much time around these folks, or their energy is rubbing off on you. It's kind of giving me that vibe, and there may even be this element of control here. And I think that that could be what's shifting in that Two of Pentacles. Some of you, maybe you're finding a place and you're letting this person know, or you're letting these people know, and it's like, wow, they no longer have control over you. And that could be something that's causing some odd energy here. People may feel like you're striking back against their attempts to control you in the way that you live or decisions that you make. And so yeah, that's the energy that I feel here. And I do think that you are striking back in a way, but it feels like it's against your old decisions to give up this power in the first place. You know, you have the Lovers showing up here. This is Gemini energy. It's a big decision, big turning point. I do think there could be a connection brewing here, or strengthening. Like if you already have a bond growing with a person, for example, Leo, it's possible that that is growing stronger in the tail end of July. And you know, when it comes to the Lovers energy, though, I honestly feel like this is you making that decision to make a change. And it's also, you know, the connections that you have currently, folks not really knowing what hit them. You know, folks not really knowing what hit them here, Leo, because you chose to make such drastic changes back to back. People may have been in a space where they were, you know, kind of guessing that you might not ever change certain things, or that you might not ever, you know, take your power back. And it may not be that they were thinking these things exactly, but on a subconscious level, maybe they felt like Leo's not going anywhere. I can say whatever to Leo, or you know what I mean? And I feel like that's something that's really shifting with that Two of Pentacles energy. Eight of Wands, yeah, things are happening fast now, Leo. I feel like things are moving in a totally different direction all of a sudden. And it's like I said, I feel like it's really going to hit these folks hard. And it feels like it's happening during your season. I can't stop looking back at that Sun card. It really feels like everything is shifting during your season here, Leo. Ace of Wands was on the bottom of the deck, by the way. This is a passionate new beginning happening here, Leo. So let's see what else we've got. What else do we have for Leo here? Eight of Cups. Yeah, I mean, this is you walking away from a situation. And not only that, it's you walking towards something that is more fulfilling for you. Page of Pentacles. I wonder if some of you might have an earth sign coming towards you as well. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I'm wondering if someone from work might be trying to contact you. Someone from work might take an interest in you in the tail end of July for some. This could be somebody who's left work, or maybe you have left a job. It feels like you have worked with this person, or you do work with this person. They're taking an interest in you, Leo. Could be a message coming in from them. They may have some earth in their chart. Ace of Cups is showing up here. A lot of sharing. It feels like there's a lot of emotional vulnerability here. It seems like there's a lot of, you know, you may say something and then you might think, wow, I've never told anybody that. I don't know why I told that person that. Or, well, they're telling me a lot, you know, we seem to really be connecting. So I feel like there's a lot of progress happening here. And it's like I said in the beginning, Leo, I feel like you can actually track this progress. You can look at it and see how far you've come from one point to the next in such a short period of time. Like since you cut that thing out, whether it be that habit, that person, that job, whatever the case may be, I feel like you've come a really long way. And you know, what's coming towards you seems to be results. It seems to be results of that, because like I said, the universe is seeing that you are not playing around about yourself, about your life, about your future, and they're trying to match that energy. So that is what I'm sensing here. And people may kind of be having meltdowns over that, especially if for some of you, you live with a person who's nasty towards you, and maybe you provide some kind of income. Maybe you're part of what supports the place and keeps it going, and maybe they're kind of spiraling and freaking out and not really knowing what to hit them, because you're choosing to leave this behind because they're not willing to work with you on making this a peaceful environment. That could also be a workplace situation. Maybe you keep the place running and they're kind of scared of losing you here, but maybe they should have thought of that. Maybe they should have thought of that, right? So that's what I'm seeing here, Leo. I hope that this was helpful or fun or whatever you needed it to be. Don't forget that I am reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. You're more than welcome to watch out for your other signs. You could also check me out on Patreon if you'd like, and I do have personals open again for a limited time if you're interested in those. Everything's down below, but if this is where we part, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you, and hopefully I will see you next time. Bye.